feel like Superman after this. Do you want me to help you? I can hop in and grab the other side.
You can try.
I think she could let two people enter at once. Oh, Mike is weird. He took my bed apart and slept like in the middle of the floor last night.
He took your bed apart?
Yeah, he took like half my bed of cotton.
What?
And used it as a pillow and slept like between, like in the hallway between your bed and my bed. I was like, what? Weirdo.
I don't think he has anywhere else to go.
Yeah, no, I offered to let him stay in my apartment for as long as he needed. It's not like I'm living in there anyway. Dude, yesterday Chris was pissed off at me because I went and talked to Mike.
Why was he mad?
Because I went and talked to Mike. He's all like, okay, after the whole meeting about racism or whatever, I went to talk to Aaron because I didn't understand what was going on. I just expressed at the meeting, I'm like, I don't understand like what this is about or where this is coming from, you know? So afterwards I went to talk to Aaron. I sat down with him and he explained his views and why he felt.
What did he say?
He said that he came from a state of racism.
He what?
He came from a state that was extremely racist and he didn't expect to find that here, and he didn't even feel like racism was directed towards him. He just felt like the whole conversation was about him and he didn't want to sit there and listen to it and all that stuff like that. Like, he doesn't want to hear people say like Aaron this, Aaron that, and like put themselves in his shoe and they have no idea how he can feel, you know?
Did he feel like it was racist?
He felt like it could be perceived as racist. And he doesn't agree in consequences and punishment, but he also said like he doesn't agree with that, and the fact that he was sentenced to that was wrong, and he didn't feel like he should have been punished because he didn't feel like he was in the wrong. He felt like Josh was in the wrong in the first place. It was a bunch of things.
Oh, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. And then...
How does he say he doesn't believe in punishment?
And then he said a lot of things about trust. He's like, a military is all about camaraderie. You know, you have to be able to trust the man you're next to. And he doesn't see that here, all that stuff. And I talked to Mike.
You know, I like Aaron, but it's funny that he says that, because if anyone's given us reason to mistrust him, it's him.
Why do you think that?
Aaron's acted out against the group multiple times. This isn't the first time, you know?
Yeah.
And then that's frustrating for him to say he doesn't trust us.
He didn't say he doesn't trust us. He said it's about camaraderie. And he doesn't feel like, oh, he can't trust Bella. He doesn't trust Nikki. I don't know. And he's like, I don't know what was worse, to stand up for what I believe in and tell him, no, I'm not tilling the garden, or and then piss us off, and he has to live with us for a year, or to just go ahead and do it and then come home to all that, you know, like, oh, you were doing this and this.
But it wasn't about him being black.
That's what I was saying. And I was telling him, like, no
just because
matter,
he's black, he can't, now, like,
we can't have him do any kind of
nothing.
work. And I was telling him that too. I'm like, it's not about, you know, your race or
because
anything.
he's black, we can't punish him
like,
the same as we would punish anybody else.
We can show the world it's not like that, because anything can be taken and skewed like anything. And, you know, you can't sit there and say, oh, that could be taken as racism. Well, anything here can be taken any way. You just have to show the world it's not like that. You know, you make it like that, then yeah, it'll be like that.
Right. It's just that it wasn't supposed to be about race. It just happened. It was literally happenstance that Aaron was African American, and that he was the first one. Mm-hmm. If it were Josh doing it, we wouldn't even have this conversation. I think that's kind of,
mm-hmm.
You know.
That's wrong. Yeah, and then afterwards I went to talk to Mike to see why Mike felt that way, and you know, whatever. And you know, Mike, he talked like 20 different random circles, and I was like, I don't follow. I was confused. Talking to Mike didn't bring any clarity.
It frustrates me now, because now we have to handle everything in here with kid gloves based on, you know, we've lost track that human is human is human is human, you know? I just hate separating people.
Fear of being judged what we're doing here.
I mean, that could have been an argument just against physical punishment. You know, that didn't have to be a race thing. I mean, I'm glad we got to talk a little bit about racism, but that wasn't the...
But the thing is, the word racism been thrown around here a couple of times already.
Exactly.
That's so concerning.
And it's been Aaron at the helm of it, and Josh.
In some instances, the comments Josh made were inappropriate.
For sure. I mean, that's why I'm glad we got to talk about racism. But to say that we punished Aaron differently because he was black,
that's ridiculous,
is fucked. And that's what upsets me. And now what do we do from here? You know, everything we do now has to be like.
And then Dee also brought up sexism. He said, like, what Chris is saying, you know, whatever. Here, I don't even get into it. I don't even know. It's just pretty ridiculous. Everything about this is ridiculous. I can't believe we had to sit down and have that conversation. I can't believe we even had to sit down and have the conversation about racism.
No shit. And like, when it was so not the case.
And it wasn't like Aaron was out there tilling by himself. Chris and Cal was right there beside him.
Right.
Tilling right next to him.
Right.
So, like, I don't understand how that can even be perceived as racist. Aaron was saying that he was out there tilling by himself. You know, no, he was saying, no, when he was saying, he was like, out there tilling by myself. I look up, I see Hex looking at me, I see Dedeker looking at me, and blah, blah, and I was like...
Dedeker wasn't even around.
He said Hex and some other girl was looking at him. And...
So what? I was sitting there making jewelry.
Yeah, and then...
I wanted to sit in the fucking
I was confused, and I was like, how does that offend you? Blah, blah, was it Chris and Cal right there beside you? He's like, yeah, man, but it can be seen some type of way when you got white folks in there just looking at me. I was like, I don't know.
It just gets so over dramatic.
He
was sitting there doing.
I felt like I heard
jewelry.
two contradicting things from him though, where he was saying
that's
like,
because it's trying to make a non-racist situation racist.
I was confused, and I was just like, all right, good luck.
So irritating.
I didn't understand I still don't understand the situation.
I mean, I get where he's coming from now, but it didn't have to be like that. Didn't have to be like that. I hate talking about it. Open Pandora's box, too. You know?
Like, women in the kitchen doing dishes can now be conceived as sexism. Like, I was like, no. And Dee is saying, like Chris was saying, as a punishment system, you know, he's saying if women make an infraction, we'll send them to do dishes, and then men messes up and we'll do tilling. And Dee's like, well, that's sexist. I was like, well, it can be perceived either way. You say a woman can only do dishes, yeah, that's sexist. You said it's a woman going to do tilling, that's upset a lot of people too. Like, you gotta set your sense as a woman to go till a garden and then the men stand there and watch. You know what I mean? It's like, it could be taken any way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, our maybe the physical punishment period is not what we want then. And that's how it should have been.
And that's how I agree with.
And that's how it should have been dealt with. You know? Like, physical
what
punishment.
happened to the soul circle Chris was talking about, when you put them in a circle and put love and positivity back into them?
I asked him about that when they were tilling.
What did he say?
He was just like, I don't remember what he said. But I was like, Chris, you know what about, remember in the beginning, like, instead of tilling, why don't we do that? And I don't remember what he said. I don't think he was against it. I think he was just shook up at that point because that was after Mike said all the stuff.
My spotted hands. I feel like a giraffe. Ugh. That one's done.
This one in the back is done too, actually.
You're getting milk inside your sweater.
Oh, am I?
You are.
Shit.
I need to do laundry. I'm so gross.
God, that whole thing just upset me because I know it makes sense, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand how it could make somebody feel, but like, that should have been addressed beforehand.
The thing is, like, none of the shift came down on Chris. He was out there tilling right beside the guy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he was sitting there watching Aaron till. He was out there working just as hard.
And just because I was sitting there, Bri, I sat down and saw 3 guys tilling. And I saw the shady tree and the nice grass up by the goddess circle. I'm like, oh, I'll go make jewelry up there.
Nobody thought it any type of way.
It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'd like to go watch the black man tail.
Yeah,
you know, like,
nobody thought it that type of way. It wasn't.
He feels that way.
It wasn't that type of way until Mike made it that way.
And then just by me sitting there, I felt like I was on a fucking plantation. It was fun. Just by, you know, and it's just one sentence does that much damage when this all could have been prevented. Or just simply made about physical labor is not a good punishment, you know? Because, yeah, it could be sexist. It could be any ism when you put some kind of negative connotation on punishment, you know?
Yeah, any kind of negative lay on chores could be any kind of ism, you're right. How do we even respond and react to this? Like, do we just ignore it and keep going, or?
I mean, I feel like we're gonna definitely change the repercussions, you know? Physical labor is obviously just gonna turn into a battle every time, because we're all different. So anything can be an ism, you know? I just don't even know, like, how to move forward from this.
Yeah, me neither. Like, I'm at a complete loss. Like, what do you do from here?
I mean, the punishments just have to be the same across the board if we're gonna do punishments or repercussions or reprimand, you know?
I don't even believe in that.
But I mean, a lot of people here do, and I don't think that a reprimandation always has to be negative. Like, to me, anger management and a little bit of meditation sounds pretty nice, you know? As opposed to just getting the hell kicked out of here. Because that's the second option. And it's like nobody told anybody to break a rule. Especially because how many times has Aaron broken that rule now?
What rule?
The no threats of physical violence. Like every time the guy gets into an argument, he says something like that. You know?
Technically, he didn't threaten. Whoa, watch out.
But this isn't the first time we've let him get away with it either, you know? It happened with Red after we made the rule and we let it go. It happened with Josh and we let it go. And then it happened with Josh again and finally got punished for it, you know? It's one of the cardinal rules. We agreed that it shouldn't happen. But people keep doing it. It's just one of those hard conundrums.
Do you want to hose that off?
No. We're about done. I'm done on my side.
They're done on that side too. We should check it. Done?
Yep.
Okay. I was trying to go check in. My hands are still spotted.
Do you think it could just be from like them being dry or something?
No, it hurts.
Or are you
like
being dehydrated? Are you dehydrated?
I've been chugging water and throwing lotion on all day, and then it didn't get any better. I thought it was that too. I'm like, oh, maybe I just dehydrated or something. I ate, I didn't flush out my system, and maybe my skin's just really messed up from being in the sun or something. I've been trying like everything, and I was like, okay, this is it. I can't take this anymore. So I went to talk to them, and they're like, oh my god, this hysteric reaction is some kind of bug bite.
Yeah, it could be. All right, let's pick your jacket up real quick.
All right.
Oh shit, my tail.
Got it.
Just put it in my back pocket for me. Thank you.